Good morning, Tucson, Arizona, and Pima County. Welcome to the Fresh Start International Radio Show. This is Tom Cortese, the co-host, because DeMonte Holt, the doctor, the pastor, my friend, is in Rome, Italy, and he is addressing a group of 80 international leaders on the effects of trauma and how it is a worldwide epidemic of an institution that people are living in that they don't have to. And he is trying to show people trauma resiliency, not only here in Tucson, not only here in Arizona, back in Michigan, back in Washington, internationally. In Rome, Italy, tomorrow he'll be addressing 80 leaders. It's just absolutely incredible, and we are very, very thankful for that. I have a guest on the show today, and I'm going to bring him in a little bit, but I got some announcements to make. There's going to be a rally for reentry, and my friend John Jefferson is here, and he's going to talk about the rally for reentry, and that's going to be July 23rd from 10 a.m. to noon. And we're going to talk more in depth about that. But what this basically is anybody that has a heart and a mind for restorative justice, we want to partake in this. Because the more we lock arms, the more people are able to get up out of the basement, out of the cages, out of the boxes they've been put in, and have a life, and have a flourishing life going forward. Also, Second Chance is having a job fair and a resource fair, which will be on August 7th, Thursday, August 7th, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., and it's going to be at the Tucson Convention Center. So mark your calendars on that because you need to be there. And then, we're coming pretty quickly after that in October for the event at the Convention Center with all of the judges coming. And that's what we do, and man, the Dr. Holt keeps saying the more people that we can get together to do this, the more people that get addressed, because we go to the orientation every week at the state prison and we address all of the men and women that are being released into Pima County. And I'll tell you what, most of them don't even know what it is that they need, because when they ask the question, how many people have been down 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, there's still hands going up. And the reason there's still hands going up is because those individuals have not taken the opportunity to ask for the help that they've needed through the resources that we make available through all of these reentry partners and all of these restorative justice partners that we have developed over the years. So, hey, I'm going to bring in John, and we're going to start talking about the rally for reentry, but we're also going to talk about the firm. And this has been around for a little bit. John's been putting this together for quite some time, few years at least. I've been talking to him about it. And the firm is a former inmate restoration movement. So, and I'm going to let John explain it more, but for me, a firm foundation, and a former inmate in a restoration movement, that is very, very powerful to me, because we all need to be restored in some way, shape, or form. And John is putting together a collaborative effort so that a great many people can join together to do this in the future and give other people a future. John, come on in.
Hey, good to be here, Tom, and thanks for inviting me. I appreciate the opportunity. These are important things we're talking about.
Well, why don't you talk about Firm first, okay, and how that got started and how you developed it?
Oh, definitely. It was born out of me serving first as a volunteer at Pinal County Jail and then as the chaplain. And I came in on an interim basis with Good News Global, which is one of the largest providers of chaplains both here in the United States, with 60 facilities across the country and 300 chaplains worldwide.
Wow.
And they have a relationship with Pinal County Jail such that during the time of COVID, when no one was allowed in to the jail volunteer-wise, I was able to go in replacing the chaplain that they had, who was also a Good News chaplain for about 13 years. And I noticed something, as opposed to being a volunteer, being someone in the jail, on a daily and weekly and monthly basis, I noticed that I started to get to know people and see them over and over again. And so then my question became, well, what's happening that they're returning? And what I'm doing as a chaplain, especially with the spiritual reinforcement, what's happening with that when they going out? And so I started to pursue that question, and it led me to where I am today with the firm and the network that's been formed to try to fill some of those gaps that they were falling into.
That's super cool. And we've talked about it for years. And my thing was, when I got out, I wanted to find a home. And as most people know, Victory was my home for many years while I was locked up, because I would write Pastor Zane letters from prison, and he would send me cassette tapes and CDs of the sermons, and my Bible study group would review them and, you know, get back to him. And when I finally got out, I went to Zion City, and he wasn't preaching there anymore, but he had come back that day to do a 3-part series on Stronghold. And they said, he's right over there. And I went and met him for the first time, and he remembered who I was. And it was just so impactful, bro. And I don't know where I would be today if I didn't have the established foundation of first Victory, right? And then Zion City now, and Pantano Christian Church. And it just morphed into all of these different things. And then I start working with an organization that works with churches. And it's like, you know, it's the firm in action.
Yes.
In my life, it made a firm foundation for me, because it put in my mind, and as you know, William, and William's here, my co-host. I'm sorry I didn't introduce him, but William's here, and I'm gonna bring William into this. You know as well as I do, bro, that's necessary.
Man, the biggest things that I've seen, especially on what you just said, in the aspect of the getting out part, when a guy get a chance to really be out and be on his own 2 feet, looking back is like, what do I do? Where do I start? How do I get going?
Yeah.
And if you just stick to the script, as far as follow those same scriptures, man. Follow the things that you were there with, that accompanied you with being a part of something. And that's why I love when you said that friendship, trying to find something.
Yeah.
Pastor Whalen, that I'm A1 with, and me and my man is on good terms. He told me, look, man, I wouldn't have never knew that you was incarcerated had you never not shown it.
Right.
So to me, those are the things that shows a guy character, that shows a guy personality, that it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, we said people don't remember what you say, they don't remember what you do. They
Absolutely.
remember how you made them
How'd you feel.
And if you make people feel full, bro, they're going to come back and eat at your table again, because they felt full at that table. And come on, John, Rally for Reentry is super crazy. We're trying to get a whole bunch of groups together that are restorative justice, transformative justice, jobs, resources, all of those things for reentry.
Absolutely. Yes, and what the audience, part of the audience we want, as well as participation, is the church, is the faith community. And answer that question, what are the key elements in our society that come together for effective recovery? And the recidivism rate it's a global and national statistic, but it's also a personal statistic.
Yeah.
And in the Christian world, we call it backsliding, right?
Yeah.
And in the recovery world, they call it relapsing, right? And in the secular world, they call it failing, right? But what we call it is a process. And it just depends on it. A man isn't counted by how many times he falls down. It's how many times he gets up, right? And we want to be there to help him. And one of the things that the Reentry Rally does is bring everybody together and see what the right and the left hand is doing to lift that person up, and say, hey, can we go in sync and lift them up, right?
Yeah. I've been saying for years, because I've worked with an organization for a great many years now called Care Portal, where we provide the necessities for foster kids that are in the home, keep them in the home with the parents, whatever it takes. And what it is that Care Portal sends out a message to all of these churches that are in the network. The church responds and says, we can get that. We can get a bed. We can get a crib. And we're going to take it and we're going to deliver it to this family.
Right.
And then the faith community goes into the home. Right?
Perfect.
And then they notice, is there some other reason we could come back here? Why don't we mention? Can we? Right? And then it develops that community, that relationship. And the faith community comes into a home that previously had no faith community.
Absolutely.
You know, and I've been trying for years, bro, to get like all of our churches to put together a list of the things they offer.
Yes.
And it's hard to do.
It is.
It's like they're keeping it from everybody but their congregates, you know. And I wish we could put it out on the line. You know, this church has this to offer. This one does a food bank. This one does clothing. This one does parenting classes. This one, right? And then you just, man, and especially coming out of the joint, bro. I wasn't a good dad. You know, I didn't know how to be a dad. Because I was a dad in the joint for most of my life.
Ain't no doubt.
So I didn't know how to be a dad, and I alienated my daughter terribly, bro. I have virtually no relationship with her. She wanted to like change her nose because it looked like mine. I mean, it was that terrible. And she used to visit me in prison, and there was, because I didn't know the things that I was saying and a young kid was listening to was going to have that effect. And you know what? It had the same effect on me, and I didn't even think back that it, right? I should have thought and been more careful about the things that I said, you know, and not so selfish.
Yes.
You know?
And when it comes to Firm, I'm glad you brought up family, because to describe it a little bit for the listeners, it's a compendium, a collection of churches that have submitted their information. You mentioned Zion City; they're in there, and another 100 churches.
Oh, wow.
There's also and that's in Pima, Maricopa, and Pinal County.
Wow.
Because especially being in Pinal County, we see the guys. Hey, I got a case. I'm not going out. I'm getting sent to Maricopa. I'm getting sent to Pima. People coming in from Maricopa and Pima. So to really cast that net, we needed to get churches throughout the 3-county area. Then we also got Celebrate Recoveries. Because not everybody's feeling comfortable about walking in the door of the church the moment they get out.
Yeah.
But a Celebrate Recovery, as you guys know, and for people that aren't familiar with it, it's basically faith-based AA or NA.
Yeah.
You've got that, and you've got that in a church location. So we've got all the Celebrate Recoveries in Southern Arizona in that directory. Then we have 3 sections of residential, non-residential, and outpatient type programs that are either faith-based, faith-aligned, or secular behavioral health focused, that all serve the needs of people who are recovering or need assistance bridging the gap between incarceration and full integration into society.
Yeah.
So that is a directory for families, a directory for the institutions that serve the inmates as well as the inmates themselves.
Wow, that's super cool, bro.
So I got 2 questions. What is some of the qualifications in receiving these types?
We're simply a resource that collects the information, as Tom was describing, and then allows that to be disseminated to inmates while they're inside making their plans. And Jeff Smith, who's my barber and in some ways my mentor in this, who did some time in this state, said to me that his reentry began while he was inside.
Absolutely.
And so we don't have any hurdles to go over or any obstacles to get this into people. It's taken, as Tom said, a couple of years to put it together, but only the program requirements are the only requirements for Firm, because Firm is an open database, if you will.
And the second question is women. Is this a women unisex thing, or?
This is for any inmates, male or female. We do have restrictions based on charges, and I can get more specific, but I think that people kind of understand what that means when I say that certain offenses, we ask the inmate to work directly with the chaplain or the reentry team in the jail before they leave, because they can't be given access to the full firm directory of resources
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Cool.
based on their offense.
Right. Wow. So, my question to you is, was there a faith-based movement in Michigan in the prison system? Were you involved in that movement? And how did that develop your foundation?
The first part was church. Church was always a part of every prison ever existed that I know of. But there was never a programming. There was never anything for an outreach. So this was more geared upon you having a personal relationship with a chaplain, or you having a personal relationship with some type of church, and you can network through them. But as of now, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
It's a lot different.
They move more forward now?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, because everybody's pretty backwards. And we see it all the time. They're leaning more now, the people that make decisions, on people with lived experience and paying attention to what they say. Because as we know, we get along with each other. We know how to get along with each other.
Absolutely.
We know how you should get along with us and how we can get along with you, you know. But most people don't know that because we don't even know it really when we show up with our little banker box at the parole, right? We don't know what's going to happen, bro.
Right.
We don't know what it is that we need. We just hope somebody's going to be there that cares.
That cares enough to.
Right? And that's the difference today. Is there's a whole bunch of people out there, Star Pass, that care.
And that is what my man, Dr. Holt, has put in the game.
Yeah.
He has really made it personal. I like the comment you said,
Yeah.
personal.
That's good.
He done made it so personal that I love the comment of him saying trauma should be along the list of alcoholism, opioids, fentanyl, because that is more addictive and more powerful than anything that anyone could ever say, coming from a situation that this trauma can influence you from the womb. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I thought this was something you had to experience. But this is from the womb, T, man.
Yeah.
Like, your mom going through something,
Yeah.
it is passed down through the fallopian tubes and
Yeah.
the this and the that, and you come out with a twitch or you come out with and people wonder, oh, your baby must be this. No, that's the trauma that your mother experienced, and it was passed down to you.
Yeah. Generational.
Trauma
And-
bond.
Yeah, and it compounds and gets more complex as you grow up.
As you grow up.
Because of the relationship, you know. But this, bro, what I'm talking about, the Rally for Reentry and the firm, I'm just blown away what you've done over the years. This is just beautiful, bro. And I'm happy that Fresh Start is going to participate
Yes, sir.
and support in whatever way we can. Because we need this, and there's a population that needs this, bro. And what do we have out there? 20, 30 dudes and women getting out every week,
Every week.
and there's over 100 going back every month
Yes.
on violation. Why? They won't pick up a phone.
So
They won't ask for the help because we're too cool. We're too tough. We're whatever you think you are, you're not, okay? And whatever you label yourself as, okay, labels are for cans and jars, not people. So stop doing that and just put one foot in front of the other, man. Get the help that you need. When we open our mouth and ask for the help that we need,
oh man,
do we get it?
it's amazing.
There's
that
a
you
people
can
in
get-
line.
These guys at Goodwill, man, they there for us, man.
Yeah.
They there for us, man. So I would like to let one of my supervisors know, Deb, at Perception Counseling, and I would like to let my other partner know, Denver, that is Bridging Futures, know, because these programs that they got installed is something that they would like to collaborate with you on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be
we'd
great.
love to have them at the rally.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh, they're gonna be
right?
there.
Yeah.
Yes, they're gonna be there.
Amen. What do you got, John? Give me a couple minutes of what you want the people to know about everything that you do.
And where's it located?
And yeah,
The tagline I use to distinguish what Firm is doing in the Rally for Reentry as under the umbrella of reentry is to call it a continuity of spiritual care. It starts in the jail, and what Brother Williams said was that's where he first encountered the life-transforming power of something greater than yourself.
No doubt.
Not just being responsible for you being on this earth, but being responsible in a sense for you being in jail or prison, because that's where the higher power got in touch with
My
you.
man.
Yeah.
My
Now,
man.
Yeah.
from there, right,
Yeah.
that release is his release too. You share that together, and the next stage of that is you're in a transitional something, a transitional home, a transitional program, or transitioning in with friends and family, couch surfing, whatever it is. But we keep that connection through Firm and through the churches and through the relationships that you had with whomever was coming into the prison to visit you or the jail, right? And then the next step is from that recovery transitional situation is full integration into the society. Now you're attending church. Now you are participating and even giving back, which is a real sign of restoration and growth. And that's continuity spiritual care is really something we want to get across. And the thing is, if I'm handing you a child, you mentioned your daughter, right? If I'm handing you an infant, you don't get distracted, answer your phone. I get distracted. Oh, Tom, you just send me a text and the baby falls to the ground, right? You hand that off from one to the next with care and with a sense of holistic protection and provision as that person passes from stage to stage. And so one of the documents I sent you talks about how that's woven into everything we do. And there's no one entity.
Yeah. Tell people how to
that
get a
can
hold
do
of
that.
you.
The best way to get a hold of me is to email me, jcjefferson121@gmail.com, or call me at 520-373-3081 or text. I'll put you on the distribution list. And you can also get access to the Firm directory and the resources. And of course, as William mentioned, if there are organizations that are interested in being a part and of the Firm directory and included in it, it's going to be electronically available to people on the inside as well as on the outs. We have a strategic partnership with Inside Out Network and have a lot of organizations that are part of this Firm movement. And we're looking forward to
And where's this
more
upcoming date
participants.
going to be?
It's going to be in the Amethyst Room. At Pima Community College downtown campus.
Downtown campus, yeah. It's a really nice big room. We were there recently at an event. But man, I can't wait. What do you think?
I can't wait to be it. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to be a part of it.
All right. Yeah. We're looking forward to it. It's really a meeting of the minds and sharing information, understanding resources, and a lot of times it's the power of the many coming together that raises all kinds of questions and ideas, and the things that we're going to have a parking lot exercise where questions are posted. We're going to have expert panels, motivational talk in the beginning, a testimony. And we're really going to see how we can work together, because one of the things that breaks my heart sometimes is when I hear say somebody from the public sector or the private sector say, well, I can't go to that faith-based thing. Or somebody from the faith community, like you said, they have the holy huddle and they don't want to get involved in something that doesn't have Jesus spray painted all over it. And it kind of divides the community, and it hasn't always been that way, and it shouldn't be.
That's why we're on a secular station, and we speak truth.
Amen.
And we speak truth to power here. Thank you for joining us today. This is Saturday morning. Have a wonderful day and a fresh start, and pay attention to the people that you see throughout your day, because you don't know what's going on in their life. You don't know what's happened in their past life. So why don't you just look upon people as you would have them look upon yourself? And God bless each and every one of you, and bring out a fresh start in somebody else this day. God bless you. Bye now.